Hello everybody, I am your ghost with the most and your fabulous host Luke here, and today we are going to be talking about Silico. Also, just in case you haven't noticed, I have a new look, so thank you to my friend Naps for the redesign. Anyway, in case you don't know, Silico is a villain in the Powerpuff Girls 2016 reboot. You know, that reboot everyone hates because it's horrible and the original was 1,000 times better? Yeah, that reboot. When the reboot first started, there was one thing about the show that was actually interesting, and that one thing could have been the show's saving grace, and that thing was Silico. Silico was an original villain made for the reboot, and he was not in the original. Silico, when he first appeared, was one of the most interesting things about the show and had a lot of potential. And do you want to know what the show did with that potential? Well, they threw it right in the garbage. Today, I want to talk about how Silico could have been one of the most interesting Powerpuff Girls villains, even if he was from this crappy reboot, and how the show completely wasted his potential. Silico first appears in the Season 1 episode Viral Spiral. In the episode, Bubbles has designed a new mobile game which everyone likes. Not really sure why Bubbles is the programmer and not Blossom, but whatever. The Amoeba Boys thinks that if they destroy the game, they will make the Powerpuff Girls look stupid or something. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really understand what their plan is.
That new game the Powerpuff Girls made, everyone in Townsville loves it. Now, if we screw it up, those girls will look like a bunch of mutton heads. And we'll be the baddest baddies around.
Well, anyway, we then get introduced to Silico.
Now, let's figure out how to screw up that game.
Perhaps you could use some help.
Huh? Oh, yeah? What's it to you, bub?
I believe we share a common enemy. You are the Amoeba Boys, correct? The most notorious villains in Townsville?
Who's asking?
You can call me Silico. And I have just what you need to get your heads in that game.
Hey, what's this?
It will not only destroy the game, but it will wipe out the entire internet.
I'm not really sure how Silico controls traffic lights or the weather, considering it was a sunny day just a few seconds ago, but whatever. Silico gives the Amoeba Boys this chip thing and sends them into the internet so they can destroy the internet. Something I really like about the scene is how Silico uses flattery to try to get the Amoeba Boys to do what he wants, because they are far from the most notorious villains in Townsville. To make a long story short, the Amoeba Boys failed to destroy the internet because of the Powerpuff Girls. However, the chip Silico gave to the Amoeba Boys is still in the internet.
Powerpuff Girls, you may have won the battle, but you've already lost the war.
So the episode ends with Silico basically having control of the whole internet, or at least I think that's what it's implying. I'm not 100% sure. And we also never find out if Silico actually wanted to destroy the internet or not, and if he did, why he wanted to do that. But anyway, just from that episode alone, you can see the potential Silico had. We know he has something against the girls, and he has that cool cliffhanger ending, so we want to know more about him. The next episode Silico appears in is Season 1's Halt and Catch Silico, and this episode basically ruins all the potential Silico had. In the episode, the townspeople start hating the Powerpuff Girls for, well, really stupid reasons. Someone has been posting lies about them on the internet, and they want it to stop, so they try to find the person posting the stuff on the internet, and they find out that person works at a place called Silico Industries. The girls go to Silico Industries, and they meet Silico and his new redesign for the first time.
Welcome to Silico Industries.
Well, that was easy.
Hello, girls.
Hello. We're here to see Silico. Is he in?
I am Silico.
Great. So, would you be kind enough to stop posting those articles about us?
After what you did to me? I don't think so.
Something I have to commend is Silico's voice actor. There's no reason Silico had to sound this good. After a pretty mildly lengthy and mediocre fight scene, the girls confront Silico and we get his backstory.
When I was a child, my parents were never around. I didn't have many friends. I was lonely, but I had a gift. So I used my talents to make my own friends.
I love you, Silico.
I love you, Silico. One day, I left for the circuit barn to pick up some RAM cards for my friends, and that night, it happened. When I returned, my world was destroyed. You didn't even know what you had done. I lost my friends in my backyard that night. I made a vow then and there that I would destroy the Powerpuff Girls.
You want to destroy us because we wrecked your toys?
Dude, you're messed up.
Yes, I am messed up. You've messed me up. And one day, I'll mess you up, and you'll never see it coming.
Okay, there's so many things wrong with this episode. First of all, Silico had the entire power of the internet, and the only thing he used that power for was to shitpost about the girls. Secondly, Silico's backstory makes no sense. The idea of the girls being the entire reason Silico turned evil in the first place is a really good one, but how they handled it could have been done much better. Silico's friends were robots, and they can easily be rebuilt. If the girls accidentally had killed an actual person who was close to Silico, that would have been a much better reason for Silico wanting to kill them. Also, when Silico tells the girls his backstory, he says that it happened many years ago, but the girls are like, what, 5? In the flashback, Silico looks to be around maybe 12, and in present day, he looks to be a young adult. There's no way that the girls could have been the one that destroyed his robots and his house because they didn't exist that many years ago. Another thing this episode does wrong is reveal Silico's backstory way too soon. This is his second appearance, and they really should have waited to reveal this kind of stuff. This episode single-handedly almost ruined all credibility Silico had. And do you know what the sad thing is? Despite that, he's still one of the reboot's best villains. Silico next appears in the Season 2 episode Take Your Kids to Doomsday, where Silico disguises himself as a woman named Miss Lucosi, which is an anagram for Silico, and offers the professor a job, which is really just a ploy to get him to create a power suit, which he can use to destroy the girls.
Don't mind, I'll take it from here.
Ms. Lucosi, what are you doing?
Ms. Lucosi, huh? I think you are Ms.
Taken.
Silico? Professor! Silico, why did you do that to the professor? Where is Miss Lucosi?
There is no Ms. Lucosi.
Professor?
You? But I knocked you out.
You're not the only one who can use holograms.
But Silico physically threw the hologram of the professor across the room. You can't touch holograms, that makes no sense. Anyway, we then find out the reason the professor knew Silico was Miss Lucosi the whole time.
And then, when I was heading home one night, burning the midnight oil, eh?
We're all holograms and Miss Lucosi is Silico.
Okay, I will admit that did get a laugh out of me. However, it does kind of undermine Silico's intelligence because why would he program his hologram to say that? Well, anyway, then the professor beats the crap out of Silico. And then for some reason, the girls don't take Silico to jail, and every other episode Silico appears in, we either see him escape the girls or there's some cliffhanger ending with him. Except in this one, where he's just slammed into the floorboards and then just not taken to jail for no reason. The next time he appears is in the Season 2 episode Trouble with Bubbles, and this is one of his better appearances. In the episode, Bubbles has a lot to do, so she uses her 3D printer to make a copy of herself to help her do all of her work. But then Silico takes control of the copy and lowers the girls into a pancake factory to try and kill them. He tries to kill the girls with the Bubbles copy, but when that doesn't really work out, he just decides to let the Bubbles copy self-destruct.
Perhaps, but I've done a little programming of my own.
Self-destruction in 20 seconds. Destruction in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The girls escape the pancake factory, and the clone Bubbles drag Silico into the explosion, killing him. Technically.
Oh, Powerpuff Girls, what fun we have. You think you have destroyed me. But how can you destroy something that can be anywhere? Or
Anyone.
So I guess Silico actually did die in the explosion, and the one that's alive now is just a duplicate. That's actually pretty cool, and this cliffhanger ending actually goes somewhere, unlike the ending in Viral Spiral. This brings us to Silico's final appearance in the Season 3 episode Lights Out. In the episode, Bliss, the fourth Powerpuff Girl, comes to Townsville and shows everyone a device called the Bugsley.
It's super simple to use. Just put it in your ear and tell it what you want. Bugly, get me a slice of pizza.
Ignoring the fact this device could easily solve world hunger and ruin the economy, Bliss gives a Bugsley to everyone in Townsville. A little while later, all the power in the city gets knocked out, and we find out throughout the entirety of the episode, Bliss was actually just Silico in disguise.
Someone must have set off an electromagnetic pulse to knock out all the power. Who would do such a thing?
I would.
Bliss!
hello, girls. Thanks to the Bugly, everyone in Townsville has now been programmed to destroy you.
Where did you go?
The townspeople start trying to murder the girls, but then the real Bliss shows up and they figure out that Silico is hiding out in the library.
Silico took over the town. We gotta stop him, but he showed up all the technology.
There is no way Silico would be without power. Where's the one place that still has electricity?
I have just the thing. Bubbles, how did you get your Bugly to work? I reprogrammed it. If I can get this device on Silico, I think I can stop him. But
I'm not really sure why Silico just didn't mind control the girls too to make killing them easier, but whatever. The girls go to the library, and for some reason Silico has dark green eyes now opposed to his normal light green. This isn't a redesign because he literally had light green eyes earlier in the episode. The only other time we've seen Silico with dark green eyes was in his flashback in Halt and Catch Silico, but that was when he was like 12, so I'm not really sure why he has dark green eyes here again. After another pretty short and mediocre fight scene, Bubbles puts the Bugly on Silico, and we probably get the darkest and most disturbing ending we probably could have gotten for this character.
I win! The Powerpuff Girls are gone forever! I win!
Wow, Bubs, good job.
yeah, you did it.
What exactly did you do?
I programmed the Bugly, so now he thinks he beat the Powerpuff Girls.
So he's stuck in a never-ending dream?
Yep.
Well, that's pretty disturbing, but hey, at least he's happy, I guess. I have to admit, I actually really do like how dark this ending is. Although we never find out what happens to all the Buglies or if they were confiscated or what, and we never see the townspeople become unmind controlled, so it's just a loose end. Something I want to bring up is that this episode could have solved one of my biggest problems with Silico, that being his backstory. In the show, it's revealed that Bliss was created 10 years before the rest of the girls were. In Silico's backstory, he says that the girls destroyed his robot friends, but that makes no sense. If Bliss had been revealed to be the one that destroyed his robot friends, that would have made way more sense and fixed the continuity error, but the show just didn't do that. So yeah, that's Silico. One of the best things to come out of the Powerpuff Girls reboot, which is kinda sad considering how terribly they messed him up, and he's still one of the best parts. In Viral Spiral, Silico was set up to be an interesting and threatening antagonist with the entire power of the internet. In Halt and Catch Silico, his backstory was revealed way too early, and not to mention his backstory makes no sense, and the cliffhanger from the previous episode didn't go anywhere. In Take Your Kids to Doomsday, his intelligence is undermined by his holograms. In Trouble with Bubbles, Silico is an actually interesting threat again, and actually dies, which is pretty cool, and in Lights Out, his character comes to a close with a surprisingly dark ending, but misses the chance to solve a massive problem with his backstory. Silico had so much potential, and the show just threw it away. It's honestly pretty sad. Oh well, it was the Powerpuff Girls reboot. Don't really know what we all expected. Well, anyway, I was your ghost with the most and your fabulous host, and thank you for watching.